Now, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video, and please welcome back once again to my YouTube channel. Just in case you are here for the first time and you do love politics, I just want to assure you that this is the best platform for all the political activities, for the political updates, and also for the very best political analysis. So make sure you support me by subscribing, and also don't forget to press the notification bell so that you can receive the notification from YouTube each and every time I upload a video on this platform. Otherwise, to my returning subscribers, to my loyal viewers, and to my supporters, I also want to appreciate you so much for your continued support. So feel very much welcome, and I don't take your support for granted. Now, Raila Amolo Odinga, who seems to be too much afraid of President William Ruto, has been forced to change his tactics or his strategy on his well-planned mass actions across the country, as he urged his Azimio Umoja Alliance supporters and the ODM supporters all over the country to wait for him. He will give them a signal on the way forward. Remember that Raila Odinga had given William Ruto an ultimatum of 14 days to respond back to his demands, failure to which he was going to conduct a mass actions to State House so that he can kick out William Ruto from the State House and take over power as the President of the Republic of Kenya. And the 14 days ultimatum that Raila Odinga had issued will elapse officially on Wednesday this week, on 8th of March 2023. So let me just read for you this statement that Raila Odinga made just recently when he was addressing the residents of Kisumu County. He was saying that there was a dispute about the outcome of August 9th, 2022 general elections. And we went to court. Unfortunately, the court were not truthful, but now we know the truth on how the elections were bungled. In 4 days, I will tell you the way forward. I will come and tell you the route that we will take. Now, in that statement alone, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to understand the difference. First of all, it seems that Raila Odinga has already changed from the mass action plan from the Azimio Umoja, the entire Azimio Umoja Alliance, to an ODM affair. That is why he's telling his ODM leaders and supporters that from Kisumu County that I will come back in 4 days and I will tell you the route that we will take. It is no longer an Azimio affair. It seems that Raila Odinga has changed from Azimio to the ODM affair. Secondly, if you have noticed from that statement alone, Raila Odinga has already reduced his mass actions from all over the country to a county. You know, I think Raila Odinga previously had said that he was going to call for mass action all over the country, across the country, meaning in different places. But this time round, it seems that Raila Odinga has already changed his plan to Kisumu County alone. That is why he's telling his ODM supporters, ODM leaders from Kisumu County that he will come back in 4 days. He will go back to Kisumu County where he was addressing the residents there. Then he will tell them the way forward on how they will conduct the demonstrations or the mass actions in Kisumu County alone. And thirdly, Raila Odinga is urging the ODM supporters to mobilize. The ODM supporters alone. It's no longer an Azimio Umoja Alliance. He's not telling the Azimio Umoja Alliance leaders, the Azimio Umoja Alliance elected leaders across the country to mobilize. And remember that in the previous 2022 general elections, if you look at the map on how Raila Odinga won, on how Raila Odinga performed in his general election, in the previous 2022 general election, when you look at that map, you can see the blue color. The blue color represents how Raila Odinga was voted in across the country. And when you look at that yellow color there, you can realize that William Samoei Ruto's where he was voted in massively, it's just a small section. So I expected that when Raila Odinga calls for the mass action, each and every place here in the country where the blue mark was, they would support Raila Odinga to conduct the mass action. But you see, Raila Odinga is urging his ODM supporters alone to mobilize as they wait for his signal after 4 days. And finally, you can realize that the difference here is Raila Odinga has reduced his 8 demands. He had given William Ruto 8 demands to fulfill, but he has now reduced to 2 demands only. He's talking about the cost of living, and he's talking about the IEBC. Let me just read for you so that you can understand. He's saying that we cannot go to the 2027 general election with the current IEBC. And secondly, saying that he lied to us that once he gets sworn in, he would lower the cost of living. But the situation has only worse. The message that I'm getting there, first of all, when he says that we cannot go to the 2027 general election with the current IEBC, should we expect that Raila Odinga will be on the ballot in 2027? That is what I'm getting. And secondly, he's only talking about the high cost of living, which William Ruto has not lowered from 8 demands to 2 demands only. So those are the differences. But the main question here is why Raila Odinga decided to change his tactics, why Raila Odinga had to change his mass action strategy that he had previously declared. And I've always maintained on this platform that Raila Odinga will not do anything after the 14 days period elapses. I have always maintained on this platform. So let me give you some of the reasons on my personal consideration on why Raila Odinga had to change his political tactics. First of all, rejection from the ODM and the Azimio Lomoja Alliance leaders. Remember that, first of all, majority of the ODM party leaders, majority of the ODM of the Azimio Lomoja Alliance leaders are planning or were planning to boycott that mass actions to be conducted by Raila Odinga. They were planning to boycott. That is how they have been doing to Raila Odinga each and every time he holds the anti-Ruto demonstrations in each and every in various places here in the country. You will see that majority of the ODM supporters, leaders, you will see majority of the Azimio leaders boycotting those events, including the governors and the elected other leaders. So that is the first reason why Raila Odinga had to change his tactics. Also, I think in that rejection from the ODM and Azimio leaders, let's talk about majority of the Azimio Lomoja Alliance leaders and the ODM leaders defecting from ODM and Azimio Lomoja Alliance. They are currently working with President William Ruto. They are currently they have declared their full support for President William Samuel Ruto to initiate the development projects from various regions where they were voted in. So that is why Raila Odinga saw that, okay, majority of my people, my allies, have defected from the other side. So there's no way that he would conduct the mass action successfully across the country, and thirdly, majority of the ODM and Azimio supporters and leaders refused to participate. Remember that Raila Odinga organizing these mass actions across the country simply means that all the governors from the 47 counties, or the 22 or the 21 governors elected through the Azimio Lomoja Alliance must participate. All the senators, all the MPs from the grassroots should mobilize across the country and wait for Raila Odinga's signal to say that, okay, today we are going to do this. We are going to go this is the route that we are taking. Each and every governor, each and every elected leader of Azimio Lomoja Alliance across the country to mobilize their people, then we will demonstrate this way. That is how Raila Odinga meant when he said that he will call for mass actions across the country. Remember, let me just give you a quick example so that you can understand. Do you still remember how Raila Odinga declared the BBI to be passed by the MCAs across the country? He declared that he declared a date, and he said that the MCAs must approve the BBI in their various counties. And that is how we ended up in a single day. Majority of the counties, including the strongholds of President William Ruto, managed to approve the PBI initiative. It was only one county, which was Baringo County, where it did not approve the pass of the PBI. So that is just a quick example. So Raila Odinga, when he said that he will call for a mass action across the country, that is what he meant by saying so. Secondly, I think Raila Odinga had to change his strategy on the mass action simply because of poor preparation. Remember that calling for mass actions across the country, it requires, it is so much expensive. First of all, it's so much expensive. It requires you to fund the demonstration, which is too much expensive. Secondly, organizing the mass action. You require mobilizations across the country, which is not easy to persuade the people of the Republic of Kenya currently with the recent situation to go to the street to demonstrate. The only places where the people can turn up in huge numbers to participate in the demonstrations are the strongholds of Raila Odinga. And that is why when you saw Raila Odinga calling for anti-Ruto demonstrations across the country, he mainly focused so much on his strongholds alone. But he has not yet gone to other strongholds of President William Ruto, which was planning to do it, but I don't think if he will do it. And thirdly, I think Raila Odinga had to pause, had to change his strategy simply because of President William Samoei Ruto's move to counter Raila Odinga's plan for mass action. This is how William Ruto has countered Raila Odinga's mass action plan. First of all, he has not yet responded. The only place that President William Ruto responded to Raila Odinga's demands is when he went ahead to appoint or to initiate a panel to appoint the IEBC officials. Remember that in Raila Odinga's demands, one of them is that he ordered William Ruto to stop the appointment of the new IEBC officials immediately. But William Ruto has already appointed a panel to conduct that process. And secondly, that is how William Ruto was daring Raila Odinga's demands, that he will not adhere to his demands. So he dared him to see how he can react. Secondly, massive defections from the ODM party and the Azimio Alliance. If you saw that period that Raila Odinga gave William Ruto, 14 days period, a lot has happened in the ODM and in the Azimio Alliance. Majority of those guys, the elected leaders from that alliance, have already defected. They have declared their support for President William Ruto. I strongly believe that William Ruto was the one who initiated that plan for them to defect as a strategy to counter Raila Odinga's mass actions across the country. And thirdly, I think William Ruto going ahead to open the UDA offices in Kisumu County. The main reason as to why William Ruto had to do this is to cause a confusion to Raila Odinga's camp. Right now, Raila Odinga is not focusing on the mass action. He's focusing on how to counter President William Ruto's recent move to open the UDA offices in his own Kisumu County. How will he counter that move just to confuse him in the mass action plan? And finally, I think mass action, holding mass action across the country is illegal, and it can serve you with severe punishment from the government, not unless you get an approval from the government or the permission from the government itself. Otherwise, the ODM leaders, the Azimio support leaders would have faced it rough with the government. So maybe William Ruto was on the move to arrest them. So that is how Raila Odinga had to change his plan. He had to change his tactics on holding mass actions across the country. That was my analysis for today. I don't know what you think. Let me hear your thoughts on the comment section below. Otherwise, I don't have much. Thank you so much for watching this video. Until next time, my name is Json, but please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching.